What do I do? This is the end. We finished the game. I can't believe you're really leaving. Neither can I. I'll miss you all dearly. The boys will miss you even more. Yours at least. Oh, don't tease him. I think he's really having a hard time of it, despite appearances. He'll get over me soon enough. Maybe, but you're a special girl, Magdalene Druckerin. I understand why you're leaving. God knows you have good cause. But Tassing won't be the same without you. Safe travels, and God bless you. Are you sure you have everything you need, Magdalene? I think so, thank you. I made you something to take with you on the road. It's chamomile, cinnamon, and wheat flour. If you're travelling and you're having cramps... I know, I'll use it. Well, Hildegard's recipe just called for chamomile and wheat flour. I added the cinnamon for taste. I'm so sorry about what happened to your father. Thank you. Mother Francisca had us all say prayers for him. And for you as well, when she heard you were leaving. Really, that's so sweet. Please thank her for me. I will. We'll all miss you so much, Magdalene. I'll miss you too. God bless you. Safe travels. I want to go and have a look at the rat... Oh. I was going to say I want to have a look at the rat house, but we can't go that way. Sister Gertrude is blocking the road. That's the new father, I assume. Utz. Oh, hey, Mags. Otto. I'm really sorry about your dad. He was always nice to me. My mum says he was a good man. He was a good dad. I should get going. Mags. Magdalene. You sure you don't want to marry me? I can't have my chest crushed into balls. And the load of bitter sorrow lies heavy upon my breast. No. Joy to me is a stranger, gladness a fleeting guest. I don't know what any of that means, but I think it means no. Look after your mother, Utz. Good morning, Mistress Druckerin. Are you off soon? Yes, Father. Just saying my last few farewells. Of course. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to know you're your father. God rest his soul. I am too. Don't let those Bohemians put any heretical ideas in your head. Once their pernicious seeds take root, they can choke the faith right out of you. I'll keep my guard up, Father. Good, good. Keep the faith. God bless you, Father Elias. God bless you on your travels. I don't know which way I need to go. God bless you as well, Sister Amelie. Are you leaving today? I am. I'm just heading up to the mill in a little bit. I'm so sorry for everything that happened. That was winter. It is spring now. True. We all must try to live again. Thank you for helping me. Do you know what you'll do now? Will you become an anchoress again? I don't know, honestly. Father Elias is trying to help me, but I need to learn to rely on my own judgment a little more. It's going to take a long time to atone for my part in what happened. Perhaps the rest of my life. God knows you didn't mean to do harm. He does, but harm was done. I am writing an account of what happened here. As well as I can remember it, anyway. If it is not enough to earn forgiveness, I pray that it will at least illuminate this history of great darkness. Good. It is worth remembering. God bless you, Sister Amelie. God bless and keep you safe on your travels, Magdalene. Okay, I can't go that way, so we have to go up to the mill then. Talk with everyone? Alright. Magdalene, dear, I wish you'd stay with us. Little Andreas and Ulrika will miss you greatly. I'll miss them also. Tassing is not the place for me. It's past time to leave. You will find your happiness out there yet, somewhere beyond the hills and valleys. I know it in my heart. God looks after you as he does for us all. And that is my hope. Hope is what drives us forward. Maybe one day you'll come to visit us again with your own family in tow. If that is the case, I'll make sure to send you a letter ahead of time. Of course, do write. I sometimes still think of all the lives and places out there. When I was younger, I often dreamed of travelling, visiting the many kingdoms. But I found my peace here and now, in Tassing, even after all that's happened. With your husband? He was an awful man. It was his fault. Agnes always said that. It was his fault. But then later he gifted me Paul. At least I got Paul, and the two of us survived those frightening times. When Paul and Anna found each other after all we had suffered, it was like a miracle. My little darlings, without them I'd never have had little Andreas and Ulrika. I'm rambling. Stay safe on the road, Magdalene, dear. We're still in dangerous times. I will. Godspeed, Magdalene. Oh, wow. Are you sure I look all right? You look different. Of course, Andreas. You look perfectly respectable. You're a little worse for wear, but a good sight better than you were. I mean, that's true. It's kind of the women to help clean me up. I'm afraid I'd forgotten how to look after myself. Some would say you took care of yourself quite admirably. How many men here could have survived in a burned-out cellar for the better part of 20 years? Subsisting on our own discarded rye, no less. Sorry about that. Andreas, we already told you, it's all right now. Magdalene. Hello, Magdalene. Are you off soon? Hello, yes, I'm riding with your flower to Mittenwald, and then down the Isar. I'm sorry to see you go, Magdalene. But I hope Prague is everything you've dreamed of. If it's half the city Esther describes, I'm sure I'll love it. It was a wonder the last time I saw it. You have a chance to make a life of your own there. Oh, God knows I've squandered so much of mine. Use the time you have and use it well. I will. I don't know how, but I will. I wish you could have seen it, Andreas. I know. He would have loved it. I hope so. Oh, I know so. That's kind of you to say. We all need words of encouragement, and besides, it's the truth. Magdalene, I wanted to ask you something about the mural before you go. I thought it was supposed to cover the whole wall. Why did you leave a section blank? Oh, for the generations to come. For the future. Unless history is going to stop in Tassing the moment I roll down the road. I think your wagon's about to leave. Oh, it is. It hardly feels like enough time. Thank you for everything you did for me and my family. God bless you, Andreas Mahler. Andreas? Are you alright? I'm lost. That's alright. You're welcome to stay with us for as long as you need. Besides, you can't leave yet. Children require your expertise. Oh? They're up on the mill, the walkway. I'll have supper ready when you're done. Just remember that you're always welcome in our home, Andreas. Thank you. Wait, what? When is this going to actually finish? This feels like one of the complaints about Return of the King. Explaining them how to do it. Now does it end? That now Andreas has like found his place. Okay, no, now he's just disappeared and stolen the children. No, okay. Okay, now is it? Oh, this is the mural. Okay, so that's the freeing the wolf and being led to the spring. Okay. Okay, so I assume that whatever you choose is obviously going to impact what this looks like then. Yeah, I mean I could see him. This sounds credits music-y. Oh no. Okay, so there's the saints. Yeah. The art has been great in this game. I'll say that. It's looked amazing. And there's Otto with the soldiers in the background. But there was a fourth one, wasn't there? The church and the image. Oh, so that was the wall, the opposite wall in the on the ground with the church on that. Well,
Das küsste mich auf Deutsch und sprach auf Deutsch.
Family trees? Are these the characters?
Man glaubt, es kaum wie gut.
Oh, did she do like a family tree of everyone who was there?
Das Wort, ich liebe dich. Ich liebe dich.
Okay, I don't know. I'm really confused who some of these people are. Okay, Werner Strauss. That endless. And the shrine gets overgrown. Is that because we said Andreas Müller? Oh, so he did the family tree. Kind of inspired by everyone. On the next bit of the wall. And he's left a bit at the top so that they can go further up. Okay, I like that. There we go. Right. Alright, okay, so I enjoyed the art. I enjoyed the music. I think the story's interesting. I think the story is interesting. And I think if the story were a book or a film, or maybe a TV show, looking at with the length of everything, I think it's quite good. I think the problem is trying to be a game as well. Okay, actually, no. I did comment on the story. So at the end, one thing I remember, because I was just talking about it, is the story, is the kind of ending, is it's like, you find out what's going on, you get out, Klaus dies. Right, so that's 2 endings. Then you've got then you've got going around talking to everyone as Magdalene. Then you've got Andreas going into having a little bit of a chat. Then you've got Andreas going up to the mill. And then you've got showing what the mural looks like. So there's several kind of places where it's like, this is a place to end it. No? Oh, okay. Well, here? No. Okay, here? It happens in Return of the King as well, and I don't like it there. But I think in the game, it just felt like there are a lot of times where your dialogue didn't have an impact. Like, there were several times where it's like, here's no, and here's your alternative option, no, but slightly more politely. In which case, you may as well just have the one option. There were a couple of puzzles. I think it would have been nicer if there'd been more puzzles. Like, there was one time here where I was kind of expecting one. When Magdalene climbs up the tower and looks around, I just thought it would have made a bit of sense for the thing putting everything together and working things out. I thought that would have made a bit of sense because she's looking for like a way out or kind of how things connect. That could have been a puzzle, and it's like there didn't feel like there was a lot of actual gamey elements. Like, the only real gamey elements were like the conversations and like, oh, he remembered that. But there were multiple times where I didn't have enough stuff to go on to progress things with that, because in Act 1, one of the things that's kind of taught in Act 1 is you've got to do things as quickly as possible. And you've got to explore. And I figured that out halfway through, so I didn't have enough information. So I go, okay, for Act 2, I need to go around and do everything as soon as possible, and then go and do stuff. But that meant that there were several conversations that I couldn't do the persuade kind of check with, because I didn't have enough information. So it feels like this game, rather than it is better after in a second play or with a walkthrough, and not because, oh, I can make the connections, I can see what the connections are, but as a kind of, I don't know how this act wants me to play, because they feel like they're doing slightly different things. And then you get to Act 3, where like the first 2 acts, oh, there's a murder, I'm going to be a detective, and then Act 3 is just kind of, now we're going to explain the various crimes, but we're not, your character isn't going to try and investigate. And it felt a bit, it felt like the game wasn't sure what it wanted to be. Certainly in that case. Like, does it want to be, are you solving these murders? Well, the thing is, I still have no clue if I got them right. Was it actually Prior Theranik? Was it actually Hannah at the end of Act 2? Now, to an extent, it doesn't matter, because while they're the ones who actively did it, there's also who's the person who's responsible, the thread puller. But it just felt a bit kind of, yeah. And then Act 2, I didn't like that the goal we have as the main character in that, Andreas Mahler in Act 2. He wants to try and prevent the Abbey getting burned down, and that's the goal. That's his goal. And you do everything, and you do everything quote unquote correctly, and you do things in the time limit. Here's the person who did it, who's not the abbot. Oh, the Abbey gets burned down anyway. And it kind of felt a bit, for a game that seems to be kind of, oh, look, you've got this background and that affects things, and ooh, you make these conversation choices and they have an impact. It felt like the choices in Act 2 really did not seem to have an impact. So it was a bit, Wow, they've got a bibliography. And I think to an extent that feels a little bit like that they've that a few of them were kind of interested in some of these topics. And so they started reading it into them. And so, oh, we want to use this in a game. And they kind of didn't put a great game in it. Like, as I said, great art, great music, great story. My goodness, Act 3, this has hurt me personally. Like, wounded me. And not in a kind of, I'm hurt that this is a terrible game, but as in, like, I was struggling to get through, to continue with parts of this. I've done all of Act 3 in one session, and I was struggling at times to get through it because of the whole dad dying thing. Which apparently, I'm still not over. 3.5 years, still not over. So I think the writing is good, but it just feels like this could have just as easily just been a visual novel. And you just kind of click through the dialogue. And I think in that case, I don't think I would have been as bothered as I am. But because it's trying to be kind of, you get all these choices having an impact and you have to walk around. It's like, walking around, what's the point? Why can't I just, like, click on a place to go and fast travel around? So, I don't know. I don't know if I'd encourage people to play this or not. Because there are some good parts to it. And there's clearly some things I've done differently than other people would do. Different dialogue choices. Maybe people would end up with better with better kind of speech results. Maybe you pick different backgrounds and you do different things. I didn't like Magdalene's barbs. They seemed a lot more pointed. I was expecting it to be vaguely sarcastic, where she's vaguely sarcastic to begin with, and so her barbs are actually rude and hurtful, which I didn't want, so I didn't use any of them, which kind of then, I've wasted that option here. I think there were a few times where the writing grammatically was bad, where it wasn't correctly put together, which is kind of frustrating and not great. But yeah, so artistically, it's wonderful from a visual perspective. I won't say artistically. From a visual perspective, it's wonderful from a sound perspective. The story, I think if the story were a book, I would happily read it. But I think it kind of falls a little bit for me when you kind of factor it in as a game. Yes, so there we go. Pentiment is done. My Patreon backers will inform me what comes next, and we will find that out next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching.